make another recast of this for posterity. It's going to be Can't Pause, Won't Pause versus Crit Kickers, Div A of the NGS Week 1. Because this is a replay cast, there will not be drafts shown, just replays of the games that we have. So, Can't Pause, Won't Pause has banned Sky Temple and Will Sky a Foundry, and Crit Kickers have banned Battlefield of Eternity and Alterac Pass. Our first map will be fought on Infernal Shrines. So we're going to load that up for you. And into game we go. So on the left side, we have Can't Pause, Won't Pause. Junkrat, played by Silent Shoe, Arco playing Diablo, Waterlong on the Deckard Cain, Cubico on Chen, and Marbuckle playing Hogger with the triple bruiser, or at least triple frontline build on the side or draft on the blue side. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Junkrat to get his work done or get the damage in. And on the red side, we have a more standard draft by Crit Kickers. We've got Tychus played by IE, a Nubarak played by Godfred, Nullius on Dahaka, Infinity Meme playing Chromie, and Travis Party playing the Anduin. We've got Racecar Dahaka. We've got mostly standard stuff here for the level 1 picks. We do have the Storm Stout recipe for Chen, which is a bit more of a trading level 1 than some of the other level 1s he can take. The blue team has kind of split off just to make sure no cheesy stuff happens. Red team with the standard 5-man in the mid lane opening. Diablo looking possibly to disrupt rotations here and gets out with a Q. And for the moment, we're looking at some pretty clean wave clear start. Neither team looking to brawl too heavily yet. So we've got the Sand Blast build from Chromie, looking to get those triple Sand Blasts in the late game. Oh, but we're already starting with a bit of a gank here. There's the E on Marbuckle. Can he get out? He does. He manages to walk his way out. And again, the triple bruiser comp can be a little tough to get the early kills on these higher hit point heroes. Dahaka pushing in that top lane. Red team going for their camp, blue team going for their camp. And it looks like the red team is not going to do their camp. They're going to invade on the blue camp here. There's the flip on Tychus, but they're getting a lot of damage in here now. Nullius takes the camp, and Diablo's taking a lot of damage. He's going to die to that Tychus minigun. So that's a stolen camp and a kill for Crit Kickers here, which is going to give them the opportunity to take the bottom siege camp as well. Now, Chen is taking top. It looks like Dahaka at the moment is going for dual soak duty as Diablo comes back into the game. So bottom camp is taken by Crit Kickers. And again, they've got basically full control of the bot lane in this moment, but the blue team is going to come back to contest and push back on that. Red team to take their own siege camp. And up top, we seem to have kind of that gentleman's agreement offlaners often have. I'm going to kill minions, I'm not going to kill you. So the blue team is going to have to be aware. It looks like the Crit Kickers wants to be a bit aggressive in this game. Ike is taking in the rhythm to get the increased duration of minigun, which against Diablo can be pretty useful. We've got stacking Taste for Explosions from Junkrat. And other than that, again, it looks like we've got some pretty standard picks across the talents here. Both teams going for their bruiser camp. Perfect. And Dahaka furthest from the action, just doing Dahaka things. With his ability to dig in, it makes the most sense for him to offlane as far as possible to continue soaking experience. And that's given the team about a half-level lead. But with 2 in the mid lane and 1 in the bot lane, red team has got much better positioning, and they're going to start taking the top shrine for an Arcane Punisher. So, Dahaka Sorry, Deckard Cain starting to set up potions. But Chromie trying to tell Arco, you're not welcome here on that Diablo. Deckard trying to take a minion with his E, and he does get one. Oh, but some hard CC! Deckard Cain's in trouble. He's stuck, and he gets caught. He gets killed by a Chromie Tychus damage, but he gets hit by a lot of Chromie spells there. And that's going to give our red team access to 7 talents first. But quickly in come the 7 talents for Can't Pause, Won't Pause as well. So it seems like the blue team now is just going to cede control of this Punisher Shrine, the crit kickers, and they're just going to try and defend it. Haka's going to try and push back against both Chen and Hogger, so it looks like they're just trying to get a little bit of wall value. The Haka's going to answer that, so we're going to have 4 versus 4 in the top lane with a Punisher. It hasn't jumped yet. Here comes the first jump right on the Hogger, but the slowing sands goes down on Hogger. He's going to take a lot of damage. Down to about a quarter of his health, but he picks up the Deckard Cain potions to try and keep himself up. Junkrat takes a lot of poke, and it looks like the red team's going to back off and just let the Punisher do his thing. Getting that wall there. And it looks, Godfrey looks, and they're going to go for this camp. Once again, taking the siege camp, taking control, and taking that, denying that experience from the blue team. Are they going to have a look at Chen? They do, but as soon as he sees them, he backs off and he keeps himself safe. Red team is going to take the bottom siege camp. So they're just looking to really poke out the options and the opportunities for the blue team. But the blue team's coming down as 5. They are tired of being bullied. So some hard CC on Diablo. Red team backs out. Nellius comes in on the back line, grabs Junkrat, but this fight is all over the place. Dahaka using the minion, the camp minions to get out. And Infinity Meme being chased down by Chen. Chromie a really low health pool, and that's something Chen is great at chasing down. But she manages to get out as well, and the E is not going to save him. Chen goes down. The root there on the Dahaka keeps him from getting in for another tongue, so blue team does capture the point, but loses Chen in return. And that is going to give our red team 10s much earlier than our blue team. So we're seeing Cocoon, Isolation, Light Bomb, Slowing Sands, which we already did see, and Draken Laser Drill. Now, Tychus didn't go for Master Assassin at 4, so that was probably a bit of a hint that he was hoping to go for the drill. And now they're going to put some pressure on this mid gate as Dahaka returns top to just make sure that they keep lane priority. Red team crit kickers will go for their own siege camp, as the blue team simply clears out mid lane, and Dahaka will keep an eye, or Diablo, sorry, will keep an eye on this bush. And once again, it looks like the teams are going to focus on pushing out lane, soaking experience. We have 10s now on the Can't Pause, Won't Pause as well. Riptire for Junkrat, Lightning Breath on Diablo, Lornado instead of the Stay a While and Listen. Ah, Storm, Earth, and Fire for Chen, and Hortipult for our friend Hogger. It looks like they're going to try and jump. The Slowing Sand goes down, but Silent Shoe does get the bomb off and gets out of the way before he's ganked. Hogger soloing the Bruiser camp. One of the things Hogger's very good at doing, but he didn't quite get his angle and ends up bouncing out of his continued bouncy bounce. And Tychus begins their Bruiser camp. So it looks like these camps will be roughly equivalent in timing. And Anduin's going to help the Tychus there. Dahaka continuing to safely soak. Chromie pushes in the wave bottom. Sorry, stumbling on my words there a little bit. And a good check there by Chromie, not doing a face check. So that keeps the Diablo from being able to surprise anybody there. Hogger setting up the infinite bounce to take minions on this shrine. But it looks like the red team is still willing to kind of... Okay, there goes the Draken Laser Drill, and it's going to pressure this blue team. Slowing Sands goes down. The Diablo flip on Anduin. He's unstoppable. He's using the Lightning Breath, and IE is locked in as Tychus. He's going to go down to the Storm, Earth, and Fire of the Chen. And now Chen is chasing down the Chromie. And it looks like she's probably done for. There's some CC. Oh, but the grab is on Godfred, and Infinity Meme goes down on that Chromie. Nullius grabs the Chen, but he gets flipped by Diablo. And it looked like he might die, but he uses his passive and burrows out and manages to live. Godfred still delivering CC, but at this point, Junkrat is just freely stacking minions for this Frozen Punisher. Camp versus camp in the top lane. Chen's going to clear out the Crit Kicker's camp, which they're hoping will help their camp have more pressure, but Red is immediately responding to that. And in the bot lane, Hogger is pushing out that lane. Dahaka comes mid. The Frozen Punisher comes out. There's the flip, but the Burrow manages to get Dahaka out, but he's jumped on. And still manages to get out. The Slowing Sands aiding him from any further jump. Frozen Punisher, of course, turning off the cannons from the gate. And there's another Slowing Sands. Infinity Meme just popping this down. But she gets jumped on, and that is not best for Chromie. Nullius comes in from the flank, but he gets caught and killed, coming in a little too early. Especially with the distraction from the Punisher. Now Chen goes low. He tries to get down to it. Here comes the Riptire, and it goes off, pushing back Chromie. Anduin gives help, but now the jump is on Godfred, and Diablo has grabbed him as well. The freeze, the kill, and Chen finishes off the low health tank of Nubarak. And it looks like this mid fort is going to go down. 2 more deaths for Crit Kickers. Punisher jumps again, but goes down quickly as it's baited over the gate, and the blue team is going to return the favor. They'll steal Crit Kicker's camp, and Camp Pause Won't Pause is going to push out the lanes. There is a large wave developing top, and there's already some damage on this fort, so Hogger is going up to answer. A close game so far. Now the blue team has taken the lead in terms of experience. Chromie with a lot of damage in this game, highest in the game. And the highest on the blue team is, in fact, not Junkrat. He's fairly low. Chen and Hogger doing most of the damage in these team fights. With 4 kills to 3, a fair amount more hero experience to our team in blue. Can't pause, won't pause. The slight minion advantage, even with Dahaka on the other team, with double bruisers, they're really managing to do a good job with this minion experience. So right now they've got about a 3,000 experience lead. So things are, both teams are kind of taking a breath here. It was a bit brawly there. And it looks like both teams just want to see what's going to happen. Oh, the attempted gank on Chromie, but she uses the time trap in that bush very effectively, which keeps her safe. Chen having a look at if he can chase down the Tychus here. But the team's coming to help, but the blue team is coming as well. Tychus getting damaged down, but a lot of CC here. Hogger, good pull by Anduin. And the root, and now the CC. The light bomb comes out, and a big stun on 2 members. Diablo taking a lot of damage from the Tychus here. But Chen, once again, jumping down on the Chromie. He does not want to deal with it. A good stasis, though, and that's going to put Chen in a difficult position. Another time trap goes up, and now Diablo is jumping on the Chromie. She goes down. There's the Fire Breath. They're attacking Anduin, and he's going to go down also. So, Can't Pause, Won't Pause. Just taking every opportunity they can to jump on the less mobile and squishy members. And there was some great play by Chromie there. She just wasn't able to keep herself safe from this constant jump. And Diablo just able to make their way in. Diablo pushing this lane, and they've gotten this down to about a third. So we could be tied in buildings fairly soon. Red team going for their bruiser camp. Blue team looking to make a push in the bot lane. They've got a decent-sized wave. And it looks like the 4-man is going to try to take this one down as well. So Godfred and I finish off their bruiser camp. It looked like Hogger was maybe thinking of taking their camp, but now they're going to think about their timing instead. They're going to go for the shrine. It looks like Red team would rather invade. They're putting down damage on this top fort, and they're going to get it with the laser drill. Godfred keeping an eye on rotates. But in return, bot fort taken. So, once again, Hogger setting up the infinite bounce on the shrine. Godfred coming in. There's the cocoon on Deckard Cain, and they attack Junkrat immediately. He bombs his way out, but the damage over time kills him. Deckard Cain being jumped on now and attacked by Tychus. He's low. He's very low. But here comes the fire breath as they attempt to melt Tychus. Deckard Cain goes down. IE very low, and so is Infinity, but now they're attacking the Diablo, and he's dead in the stasis for Chromie, and now that allows the rest of the blue team to put as much damage as they can. Hogger and Chen managed to kill Chromie off, but it looks like they're going to be able to kill Hogger. No, he gets out with the spin, and Chen attempting to get out, but he's used his kick, and he hasn't got anywhere to go. He uses Storm, Earth, and Fire, and he's going to go after Anduin to see if he can get a return kill. Diablo coming back because he'd had full souls when he died earlier. And so this fight has become very chaotic. Blue team still with a significant lead in Shrine minions. A missed tongue there by Dahaka, and so that's going to put a little slowdown on this fight. Some of the CC down, but Chen goes right back in. He gets caught by the root from, and there's a light bomb. Chen is stunned. He uses his E, but blue team gets the Punisher. It looks like it's going to be a frozen Punisher again, and down goes Chen. He gets caught. Oh, it's a mortar Punisher, pardon me. Godfred's low, and he might end up going down here. Oh, a great pull by Anduin to save his life. Dahaka is in late, but he also manages to escape. Very chaotic Punisher and Shrine fight there, just non-stop. It looks like Hogger's going to take the camp here, and it's a three-man push here with the Punisher because Chen is still dead. There's the jump on IE. Junkrat tries to throw a trap down, but the time trap prevents him from getting pushed. Laser Drill comes down to finish off this Mortar Punisher. It's going to get most of the gate and a chunk of damage on the keep, about 25%. But it's pushed off. Now, blue team is rotating up. Are they looking at this gate, or are they going to try and find Dahaka? Nullius pushed this in hard into the top lane, getting the whole keep gate, actually, and manages to safely escape. Dahaka can be quite a difficult character to gank effectively, so blue team is going to settle for taking their bruiser camp. And Marbuckle on the Hogger here, taking the siege camp. But red team's coming in, and Marbuckle wisely decides that it's not worth his life. And with most of blue team in the top, Red Kickers is going to take the camp here. Dahaka answering back by killing the bottom siege camp. Both teams very close to 20. It looks like they hit them at about the same time. There's some damage there on the Chen. A stun on Godfred, so there's just a bit of a disengager. 20s now. Got the Piercing Sands from Chromie. Contagion from Dahaka. Censure, a pretty common one for Anduin. There's a camp pushing the top lane here, so red team rotating to defend. Blue team rotating to damage, and it looks like they want to fight here. The Slowing Sands comes down, a fair amount of damage on Dahaka. Godfred goes on the Diablo. There's a Light Bomb on Anduin, but it doesn't hit anything. Hogger using Hog Wild in an attempt to kill, but he does not get a kill. Tornado pushing back Dahaka. Nullius burrows under, manages to be okay. But there's the Cocoon on Diablo and the stun on Deckard. Deckard Cain goes down. That's 2 for 0. Now Chromie gets killed by the Chen. It's a 2 for 1. Diablo very low in health. IE ease in and manages to kill the Diablo. Storm, Earth, and Fire. The attacks by Chen. He goes kill Anduin, and with Junkrat's help, he manages to. It is a 3 versus 2 left in this fight. Chen coming back into his original form, being attacked by the laser drill and by the gun of Tychus. Trying to put the fire down and using his E in an attempt to mitigate that damage. But IE has to stay back now. One kick from Chen can probably kill him. Godfred and Nullius doing damage with the laser drill. Chen walks into range of that laser drill, and with the help of Dahaka, he goes down. So that's a 4 for 2. A big win there for Crit Kickers. But between low health and the damage dealer and Chromie being dead, they're not really able to pick up a lot on the map in terms of value for this. In fact, it looks like they're going to have to push out the bot lane. But it does slow the advance. Can't Pause, Won't Pause have been doing pretty well in terms of the flow of the game, and Cricketers has pushed that right back. Got a Shrine activating in the mid lane in 15 seconds. Cricketers taking their Bruiser camp and setting up their position. But Deckard Cain setting up potions, preparing for this upcoming fight. A 18.5-minute Punisher is going to be a pretty powerful one indeed. And the red team really doesn't want to lose this because they don't have a fort. As opposed to Can't Pause, Won't Pause, who does. But Godfred, they cocoon the Deckard Cain and he's split off from the team. They're not even going to try to save him. The Slowing Sands goes down underneath. The stun, the snipe, that's Deckard Cain. Unfortunately, Waterlong finding himself in a position where his team was not able to back him up, and they're just going to have to give up this Punisher. So Chen goes bot lane, clears more waves, looks like he's going to try to take that bottom camp. Red team looking to see if they can get more of an advantage. But the blue team playing it safe. They do not want to get caught out. This is late game enough that staggered deaths is the beginning of the end. Red team looking like they also want to capture this siege camp on Can't Pause, Won't Pause side. Dahaka answering back Kubiko's push on Chen. So, we have what looks to be an Arcane Punisher. And the CC, no, it's a Frozen Punisher. More CC, the Slowing Sands goes down, and Diablo is dead, and he didn't have enough souls. There's Hogger going down. Storm, Earth, and Fire coming in from Chen, but he's all alone. In the past, he's been able to jump the backline because of the distraction of the other frontliners of his team. But this time, he is all alone, and the red team is not letting him get away with it this time. Nothing but CC, his E. He tries to survive, but he's silenced now, and he goes down. The Mortar Punisher continues to punish Junkrat. Stop firing bombs at me, you jerk. And they're going to attack the wall. Godfred comes over the wall to assist the Punisher. And it's easy. He's going to cocoon the Deckard Cain again. Junkrat trying to help, but he gets jumped on by the Punisher. He can't afford to stay here. He's still trying to help. But the Punisher pushing him back, and Deckard instantly killed when he comes out of that cocoon. And Tychus chases down the Junkrat as well. And this looks like it's going to be game one for Crit Kickers, ladies and gentlemen. Laser Drill comes down, but it's not in range to actually do damage to the core. Diablo coming in, trying to stop it, but Godfrey just using his crowd control abilities. There's the Hellgate by Diablo, but Slowing Sands comes down. The red team is just focusing on the core. They do not care what the blue team players are doing, and that gets them the win. Game one goes to Crit Kickers. So we're going to go back to this screen as I pull up the other... Oh, thank you, Windows, for your useless notes. As I pull up the other replay here, as we're not going to have a summary screen. Game one is won by the Crit Kickers, and they did a really good job of just bending and not breaking. Can't Pause, Won't Pause, putting pressure on them, winning some mid-game fights. And you'd think, you know, they were kind of finding their way towards victory. Red team just waited until they could find a better fight, a better situation for themselves, and they get a big team fight there. And put themselves in a position to win, and then catching out that Deckard on the Shrine, putting Can't Pause, Won't Pause on the back foot, and then, yeah, just killing them off when it mattered. So excellent work there by Crit Kickers. So we have game two, and we'll switch to that. All right. So game two is going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the blue side, we have Silent Shoe on Blaze, Mischief on Sylvanas. Looks like we maybe had a player swap. Waterlong on Lucio, Cubico on Junkrat, and Marbuckle is now playing a Nubrak. So a few small role changes. And the blue team with a more, we would say, standard draft this time. On the red side, IE reprising his role as Tychus, Godfred on the Muradin, Infinity on Gul'dan, Nullius on Dahaka, and Travis Party playing Anduin once again. Some good light bombs, some misses for light bombs as well, but Looking at early talents, we've got Fell Flame build from Gul'dan, Dwarf block. And again, looking to make a catch there, but the tongue does not land on Lucio, so he survives. Pretty standard. We don't have beetles, but we do have the Nerubian armor. And Lucio goes in again, but again, takes a lot of damage. Not worth that little bit of poke he manages to pull off. But he can heal that back over time. This time, both teams feeling a little brawlier, putting pressure on their rotations and just overall doing damage to each other. Attempted gank here, or at least some support of the Sylvanas. Doesn't result in anything, another missed tongue from Dahaka. He's just getting the range early in the game, don't you know? As Infinity Meme continues to stack her W, her Fell Flames. So with this smaller map, we see a lot of fast rotations, and we've got characters and tanks who are good at fast rotations. And Crit Kickers is just going to, you know, collect the early experience. So Anubrak comes in, but he comes in too hard and hits nothing. He's going to die, but Murden is in the same situation. He gets pulled out, but he still goes down. Waterlong on the Lucio, trying to get a little bit more value on the Tychus there, but not much he can do there. He comes down and boops Nullius on Dahaka, but again, not much going on. So it looks like the teams will settle a bit, i.e. coming down early for the Bruiser camp. As blue team has not yet prioritized getting their camp. Gul'dan clearing top. Dahaka in the mid. Marbuckle just getting out some skills. Again, he's also finding the range, making sure his Qs later in the game are exactly what he wants them to be. And Can't Pause, Won't Pause will start turning in. So they have given themselves a decent gem lead while red team was off the map taking their Bruiser camp. Game 1, blue was looking strong beginning and mid. Yeah, Can't Pause, Won't Pause did excellent work in the beginning and mid of Game 1. It was a pretty even map, and then they started to take control, and Crit Kickers just really found themselves a spot to take some clean team fights, so good for them. They're going to clear out this camp while taking their own. A little bit of bullying on Blaze by Dahaka, but both excellent mid laners. A little bit of a dance here to see who can do what here, but oh, they jump on Tychus, and he is CC'd. A great pull by Travis Party's Anduin, and the heals. It looks like they're going to want to rumble. It's a 4v3, it looks like. And so Can't Pause, Won't Pause gets pushed out of this fight. And both teams continue to collect spider butts. Marbuckle turning in 7, but Godfrey doesn't want to allow that, but it was a bait. They jump on Murden, but he is a pretty healthy feller and manages to get out without too much consequence. Marbuckle turning in 7 and Cubico turning in 4. They're only 4 away from getting a Webweaver series. Because everyone knows that when you pay giant spiders and spider butts, they can't wait to come help you out. We have Master Assassin this time, probably lending itself to an Odin pick at 10. Piercing Light. And 7's coming in. We got stacking again on Junkrat. Again, both teams simply looking. So the last 4, Marbuckle's here. Godfred wants to interrupt it. He gets the stun with the Stormbolt. Once again, the jumping goes in. IE is being caught, but he gets pulled out. Another great pull by Travis Party. He's really been on point with those. But this time, all 5 of Can't Pause, Won't Pause are here, and they're going to push Crit Kickers away, and that is the turn-in. Blue Webweavers will descend and start grumpily throwing purple lava all across the screen. There's some CC on Nullius, but Dahaka can always burrow out, and he manages to remain safe. They're looking to get some down. There's the stun. It looks like Junkrat's going to go down. Great Stormbolt there by Godfred to lock him down, and Gul'dan finishes him off. Now Waterlong trying to get some boops and displace some people. Godfred gets locked down, but he jumps out. Sorry, some iffy camera work there, but we're going to pretend it wasn't. So red team Crit Kickers being able to clear out this mid Web Weaver pretty healthily. And Nullius gets the bottom Crit Kicker down, hardly taking damage on this fort. They're going to try and stop, or at least slow the rotation to top lane. But Crit Kickers makes it up. They've lost part of the gate here, but again, this was not a particularly impactful Web Weaver phase for Blue Team. It was fairly well defended by Crit Kickers. So we're going to go back to this dance at the turn-in location. Godfred with 17 gems. He needs to be careful. I'm still getting used to controlling the map, or controlling the camera, by not using the mouse bump, which is what I do in-game. Silent Shoe throwing in some flames to try and prevent people from turning, but there's the jump in immediately on Lucio. He goes very low very quickly. Uses E and sets down a boombox. Nullius goes for a tongue, but doesn't manage to catch it. So most of Blue Team is here. Sylvanas is mid, but Red Team does manage to finish their turn, and it looks like they want to go in. Waterlong taking a lot of damage from the Gul'dan, but a huge bunch of CC from a three-man stun, a pull-out of IE on Tychus. Oh, and a lot of damage on Infinity from Sylvanas, and both teams are going to back out without any deaths, but that was tough. Now, 10 has come in. We do see the Odin for Tychus, Avatar on Murden, Haunt, nope, Horrify on Gul'dan, Light Bomb, and Isolation. But just as quickly, we see 10s come in for Can't Pause, Won't Pause. Marbuckle getting locked down by Godfred here, but he's just going to burrow under. And so we see Dahaka's pushing mid, and we got a 4-man push here. Oh, a big stun, and here comes the Light Bomb, and that's going to lock down Lucio. He dies. Marbuckle very low, and Godfred manages to drop the aggro of the fort. A stun on Marbuckle, but he manages to get himself out. Godfred not letting up, and so they pressure them off, and bot fort is going to go down with this Web Weaver. 49 stacks for the case for explosions there. Pardon me. 2 Master Assassin stacks, but that's not really why you take the talent. And Dahaka's still working on his race car build here. So we still have enough for a turn-in on Crit Kicker's side. Blue Team Can't Pause, Won't Pause. Going to have to pick up a few more shiny spider butts. And again, the teams are going to take a little breather. Red Team going for their Bruiser Camp again. Dahaka keeping an eye on this turn in mid. And it looks like Murden is going to come down here and just make sure that this wave doesn't push out too far on its own. But he's looking at the bot camp. Nope, nobody's there. Silent Shoe looking to turn in his 25 gems, but he'll just delay Tychus' turn in. And again, it looks like Blue Team is rotating down, putting some pressure here. Oh, a good high five there, and a good pull by Anduin to get Gul'dan out of that fight. Kunga goes down on Tychus. We got a big fight. Wailing Arrow comes out. The Light Bomb comes out also. There's a stun on Blaze, but he drops his bunker immediately. Riptire comes out. Doesn't seem to really affect anybody. Godfred locked down again. He has to pop Avatar. Oh, but there's the lockdown on Blaze. Is he going to go down? No, he manages to E out, and he is still alive. Although he's taking a lot of damage from the tick of Gul'dan. Manages to survive long enough to tap. Neither team loses the hero, but a lot of brawling there. Big wave pushing for red in the bottom here, as the teams continue to brawl over these turn-in sites. We've got a 4v4 here. Dahaka pushing up. There's some lane prio for red in every lane, and this is something I've noticed in their games they like to do. They focus on keeping the waves pushed. Some more CC on Godfred. Marbuckle taking a lot of damage. Another stun. And the Web Weavers are coming down for Crit Kickers. They're looking to put more pressure. And in this game, it's looking like Red's been in control. Crit Kickers have just had a lot of control in this game since about level 10. When they hit level 10 first, even though they didn't win a fight or do anything particularly special with getting it first, they've gotten 2 Web Weaver turns in a row. Marbuckle getting really low, but manages to E out. Blaze defending top. Sylvanas defending bottom. But it's a 5v3 plus a Web Weaver in the middle. So it looks like middle fort is going to go down. Tyke is continuing to throw what damage he has left on that Odin, but now it looks like they're going to try and make their way top lane. Godfred just delaying this rotate. He's going to take some CC and a little bit of damage, but again, he's a Murd and he'll be fine. And red team just pushing to see if they can't finish off the top fort as well, but backing off, not playing it too risky here. Great tongue! And that is the end of a Nubrak. Fantastic tongue and a good fear on Sylvanas. They're now fighting a 5v4. A decent bomb by Junkrat, but it doesn't lead to any kills. And what a fantastic tongue there by Nullius to Haka, just yanking a Nubrak directly into the team, and he has no option but to just die. So, again, big wave pushing bottom. Junkrat's going to take the camp and then likely clear that out. Dahaka taking bot camp to continue to keep pressure on. And we've got 3 top, IE using the range of his Q to put even more damage on that top fort and just continue to pressure blue team into responding to what Crit Kickers would like to do. So, Junkrat, he's pretty good at this goal-keeping, clearing kind of thing, but it's important to remember, this is actually probably one of the furthest parts to be in the game. The other rotates are fairly quick and direct. This one, you kind of have to get around this wall piece. Red team's been Nullius keeping an eye on the team. He manages to grab Lucy. Are they going to have enough CC? And yes, it looks like they will. He's killed. Now, the light bomb goes off and doesn't hit anyone. Marbuncle taking a lot of damage. He gets caught by the Anduin E and slain as well. 2 quick kills just by Nullius being in the right place at the right time with a fantastic tongue. And once again, that's a full level ahead for Crit Kickers, and that's really going to put Can't Pause, Won't Pause on the back foot. And red team is decided to rotate up. They're taking top fort. This is catapults in every lane. But in the bot lane, it's a 3v2. Silent Shoot goes in on Dahaka. But red team is rotating down. Again, very small map. The escapes are used, and it looks like they're going to survive this for now. Lucio and Nubrak back on the map. They'll be looking to make a turn-in. They have 64 gems that they're able to turn in. But red team looking to just continue their dominance. Turn in enough to get another Web Weaver phase. IE going for a boss of quite an aggressive play. The red Web Weavers are coming. Red team on boss. They do have 16s, but blue team has sniffed this out and they're on their way to the boss. Marbuncle coming in from the back and setting up the CC. The double stun. The pull for Infinity Meme. But Gul'dan is killed. Tychus is killed. Anduin is killed. Dahaka's Cocoon. Godfred gets out. But that was a risky boss take with everyone on the blue team alive. And they pay for that by getting caught immediately. Nullius hit by the CC. And he already used his burrow to get out. So he's going to die. And a bit of a misplay here. Bringing Pause Won't Pause back into this game. Even with these Web Weavers going, they haven't gotten close enough to start damaging walls yet. Red team getting a little full of themselves, thinking they had this game in hand, and the blue team saying, we're not done yet, we can still fight you. So, some pressure on mid because it's not being cleared yet, but Junkrat taking down bottom, Web Weaver, and Blaze working on the top one. They'll get a little bit of gate damage, or as it looks like in the mid, the gate will fully go down. Crit Kickers coming back onto the map and looking to take their bruiser camp, regathering themselves after that tremendous loss. I think it was a 4-0 in that team fight. And 103 gems for turn-in on this blue team. 30 on Sylvanas and 25 on Junkrat. And of course, we have next to none on the red team because they got murderized. So looking to turn in immediately before they can get caught out by the red team. Godfred coming in to have a look, but I think the blue team's going to get it, and they do. Blue Web Weavers. Now, one of the issues they have is 2 of their lanes are fully pushed in, and red team is ready to defend mid. They have a camp, although it's going down quickly. But they know they can handle this one first, because these ones, they're a little ways from being relevant. And not controlling your side waves and not pushing out your side waves, this is going to leave blue in a position where they've left Crit Kickers very easily able to handle the only current threat from this Web Weaver phase. with Gul'dan, and if he decides to use yes, Gul'dan and Odin being excellent clears for this Webweaver phase. I don't think Can't Pause, Won't Pause is going to get a lot of value out of this. The throw pit strikes again. Yeah. Boss always seems like a good idea until it isn't. It's like, we can get the boss now, guys. They're going to be focused on our Webweaver. Oh, poop. So the Hawken manages to clear top Webweaver at absolutely zero cost. And again, now Crit Kickers will come bottom, and they're going to look to clear the bottom again at virtually no cost. I doubt they lose this fort, or even a lot of health on it. Now, Odin has already been used. It's not available, but Gul'dan with excellent range clear. It's down now. It's up. Junkrat sending out a bomb, seeing if he could pull or push someone out of position. Not able to at this time. And again, still 97 gems for Can't Pause, Won't Pause, and they're going to be looking to turn in right away again. Sylvanas wanting to get rid of her 33 gems. Godfred coming in, but again, big turn-ins. They get 50 of their 97 in. Dahaka guarding the top, but Red is really going to try and make sure that there isn't another free turn-in. But it looks like we're going mid for another team fight here. Godfred jumps in. Light Bomb manages not to hit anybody. Marbuckle stunned. Godfred pulled out. IE gets cocooned. It looks like blue team really wants this fight. The E in. Gul'dan is locked down. Silenced by the Wailing Arrow. Oh, a good pull, but still killed. Godfred fighting. It looks like Lucio's going to go down, though. No, he manages to escape. Excellent wall riding there. Godfred being CC'd non-stop by Marbuckle. He might go down to the damage here. Pops his avatar, but Sylvanas is not going to let him live. He goes down. A tongue on the blaze, but he drops Bunker, and he is going to survive this. Marbuckle getting really low. He might have gone a bit too deep, but he also uses that Bunker. And Sylvanas is going to turn off the keep, and Can't Pause, Won't Pause is going to look to make it good. Not using the Webweavers, but instead using a successful team fight to get themselves more map pressure. There's a root on Marbuckle. He's taking a lot of damage, but his team is more than willing to jump forward and use their own health bars to protect his. I suspect they're going to try to turn in here. Again, big wave still pushing for red. Now, blue team thinking that they can go for boss. Marbuckle very low, and he's tanking this. Lucio doesn't have burst healing. I would say Blaze should be tanking this. They're trying to balance it. Marbuckle's still very low, and waves pushing. Big wave pushing top and bottom. Red team will not contest boss, so boss comes out onto the map. Junkrat going back to clear wave. Dahaka just pushing this wave bot. It's very large. Blue team looking to get their turn in, so Webweaver's with this boss. But again, this Webweaver's going to spawn at their gate. This Webweaver's going to spawn approximately here. There's only one place for Webweavers to be, or a Webweaver to be impactful. That's top where the boss is, but it's already at half health. And blue team just, I think during their season, they're going to need to get a little bit cleaner with their timings. Because their Webweavers are getting so little value on this map. Riptire comes out, it's getting damaged, and it goes down without going off. Webweaver's coming in, but it's a little late. This boss is already dead. Odin popped, big red button coming up. Ah, there's the bump in. Oh, great pull on Dahaka. He had been stunned. He probably... Oh, a fantastic fear by Gul'dan, and that kills Sylvanas. Webweaver going down. And these ultimate abilities just really paying off for Crit Kickers. The Fear, the Odin. Just excellently used. I think that was a 5-man Fear by Gul'dan. Infinity Meme just nailing that. So as we look, there's pretty standard... Gul'dan going for Haunt and not going for the teleport. Saying, you know what, I've only died twice, I don't need it. Blaze, the only character to not have died this match, but the Webweaver does get the bot fort, and we're now even in buildings. 19 minutes in, the levels are pretty equal. And again, it looks like both sides are just going to kind of take a breath. Neither side has enough for a turn-in. Blue team just looking to put a little damage in, while Crit Kickers claims their camp. But Silent Shoe is over here, taking Can't Pause, Won't Pause as Bruiser camp. And now, it seems like most of the lanes are kind of pushing into Crit Kickers. doing the wise thing, traveling as 5, turning in 27, so an accidental death doesn't strip them of a large number. And it's 2 camps. Can't pause, won't pause, going to clear out Crit Kicker's bruiser camp to let theirs push forward. Crit Kicker's looking to take the bot camp, the siege camp, and they are uncontested. Blue team going to push hard with their bruisers to take at least the gate on mid. Yeah, nothing particularly unusual. Other than the haunt, I feel like we usually see the teleport here. Oh, but the light bomb on Godfrey, that's a 3-man stun. Junkrat goes down immediately, and there's a bunch of CC on Waterlong's Lucio. A good silent arrow silences 3, and Gul'dan is cocooned in the back. But there's still a 1-character advantage for the red team. They're looking to push forward. Marbuckle turning in 13-9 Spider Butts. This is a banger of a game. Absolutely agree. Friends versus Fiction. And red team wants to try finishing off. The big red button and the Odin come down to try and kill this mid keep. Can't pause, won't pause. Looking to defend. Mischief clearing a big wave of red minions bottom, but rotating in on Sylvanas. But this is the thing. Odin is so safe to use his W, the big red button, to use the other abilities of this Odin and put a lot of damage on this keep. Even if they don't get it now, they can come back in, 45 seconds if there's a bad rotate from can't pause, won't pause. Red team now has enough to turn in, and they're going to look to get a Webweaver phase as can't pause, won't pause just clears out this middle area. Junkrat is back in the map. So it's a 4v3. Junkrat is top, and I believe he's showing top against minions, which means red team knows they have a 4v5. Not able to engage. The oil doing lots of work there. Ooh, a Riptire there taking some health off of Infinity, although Gul'dan's usually able to heal it up pretty well. Godfred being seen by this boombox and being seen. Both tanks looking to flank. And another boombox goes down saying, Murden, we see you, peekaboo. Midway, we were going down pretty quickly. Odin still down for 15. A trap roots IE on Tychus. And finish stacks for Junkrat. He's got maximum damage on that, and he's gone for the 20 cannonball. So those Qs are going to start... Well, those Qs are now hitting like a truck. Which will probably reflect itself in his damage numbers. Yeah, 94k. Gul'dan not even close this game. Tychus now popping the Odin, looking to put some damage and maybe distract a little bit. But red team, they've pinged to retreat and they're going to come bottom. Marbuckle coming in on Tychus. He's locked down immediately, takes a lot of damage. Manages to make it through. Light Bomb once again hits nothing, a bit reactive. But during that time, the Webweaver did finish the bottom keep. Webweaver's all cleared out, but this mid keep is also extremely low, and if I can even get one W in, it probably dies. A lot of damage. A great fear, and that kills a Nubarak. The Riptire comes out. It does a lot of damage to Gul'dan, but other than that, not a lot of value. A lot of damage coming out on the Junkrat. Manages to bomb himself to safety. And a root on Tychus. Is he going to go down? Oh, fantastic! And there's the silence. Wailing Arrow goes down on Godfred, but he's enough time to get his avatar out, and he's going to survive. They've got to be careful here. A couple stray W's from Gul'dan, and they could still absolutely lose Junkrat. So it's a 1-for-1 trade there. A Nubarak going down, and then Tychus following with a big wave bot. That's going to have to be answered. Crit Kicker is going for their bruiser camp. Blaze looking to clear out this huge minion wave. And Waterlong and Mischief are going to take out their bruiser camp. And again, all the waves are pushing in Red's favor right now. It seems like Crit Kickers are looking to see if they can find someone a little bit out of position. They're roaming as a pack. And again, without a tank on their team, pretty much anyone except maybe Blaze with Bunker will die if they get caught out right now by this combination of crowd control from Dahaka and Godfred on Muradin. Camp being cleared by Sylvanas in the mid lane. And Tychus has just come back to life also. And there's the CC on Murden trying to get the damage out. He manages to jump out, a fair amount of damage. The silence comes out from the contagion, the isolation of Dahaka, but it's more of a disengage ult, so that's a about 60-second ult now on cooldown. Kubigo looking to turn in his 10 gems, which will not be enough for the turn-in. Odin is popped, and they're putting damage on this spot. They do not want to let Can't Pause, Won't Pause get another Webweaver phase. I trying to get as much value out of that Odin as possible, sending out poke and big red buttons whenever they're on cooldown. Marbuckle at about 2/3 health. Oh, that bomb separates the team, but a good stun. Nice unstoppable from the Lucio there, but he still takes the big red button. There's a pull out for Tychus. The Wailing Arrow silences too, but the Light Bomb gets Lucio. Gul'dan on the backside is putting a ton of damage, and they're focusing the Lucio here. He goes down. No healer. A lot of damage from the Gul'dan on Junkrat, and Sylvanas is already low. The bunker comes out. Marbuckle is at about a quarter health, and now Crit Kicker smells blood in the water. They're going for it. Blaze CC'd and killed. And this is it. Crit Kicker smells victory here. They're going to take out this mid fort and go for an end, it feels like. There's mid fort. So the only ult currently left up on the red team is Isolation. Godfrey takes a lot more damage than I suspect he thought he would take less than that. So Travis Party has to pull him out. And red team retreats, deciding to go for another boss call. Now, Blaze is still dead for 31 seconds. Which means blue team has absolutely no opportunity to do this as an equal fight. And Sylvanas is to clear bottom, which means Anubarak and Junkrat are deciding they're going to try this alone, trying to keep a safe distance. Dahaka is now where Marbuckle is on Anubarak. Kubiko just throwing bombs in there. Oh, the tongue gets interrupted by the bed of barbs. The Q there from Marbuckle. And boss is captured. Sylvanas has come up, and Lucio is here now. But there is no fight. Dahaka manages to keep blue team from even thinking they want to enter the throw pit. This has been a tight game. We're 27 minutes in. A 27-minute boss. Godfred looking... I don't know if this can see him from there, but I think it could. They were aware he was there. This boss is down to about 3/4, but it's so tanky. It has so many hit points at this point of the game. 50,000 hit points at full health. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Red team coming mid. Trying to force. Can't pause, won't pause to choose what they want to do. Another huge wave pushing bottom. While blue team clears out the wave mid. They still don't have enough for a full turn in, but Crit Kicker's deciding that they want to unload their gems. While the blue team sticks together, clearing out these big waves coming in. Now they broke this wall, but there's a boombox here. Godfred gets scouted out. They've done a really good job of not face checking, making sure they have a sense of where Muradin might be. There haven't really been a lot of face checks in either of these games. Both these teams playing very smart, trying to make sure that they don't get blindsided. And Lucio using this boombox like a ward. Hashtag League of Legends. A good... Oh, there was a good grenade there to stop the turn, and now Gul'dan throwing damage down, and that is a fair amount. Again, Gul'dan's damage kind of taxes the Lucio healing system, but there's a boop in and a silence route on Nullius. He has to walk back out of that. They engage on Gul'dan, stunned but pulled out by Travis Party. Another E, the rewind used, Cocoon on Tychus. Nullius gets light bombed and uses his passive to get some healing back. The Fear knocks back Anubarak. And red team manages to pretty safely disengage out of this. A fair amount of ults used on the blue team. Oh, but the blue team chased in with most of their ults down. And Blaze gets caught and killed. Anubarak, he's seeing Muradin to get out. And he does manage to get out, but Lucio's quite low. And Blaze is dead. And again, Winions are starting to attack the bottom lane. And Nubrak and Sylvanas cleaning it out, but that means that Can't Pause Won't Pause is split, and Kickers is coming together. They have 33 seconds left on this dead Blaze. And they're going to attempt to take the Bruiser camp here from the blue team. I imagine Junkrat will try to put a... Yeah, he tries. And there's a jump in, but a high five to Marbuckle to prevent him from getting stuck in some CC there. Well done by Lucio. Well, I've liked Waterlong's Lucio this game. It's been pretty effective. Travis Party's Anduin's been pretty solid too, although he's been a bit reactive with the light bombs, although he did have one on Godfred that came out of a flank and looked really good. 1 second left on Blaze. He's coming back. There's fuller health bars on Can't Pause, Won't Pause, so once again, in an incredibly even match, Crit Kickers is forced to back off and just turn in their gems. But this has got to be a bit frustrating now for Can't Pause, Won't Pause. They have no keeps left, and they haven't taken one yet, which means there's always catapult pressure on them. So they're desperately hoping to find the perfect fight, and the teams have decided to switch sides, guys. They've decided to switch sides. No, we've got an upper engage possibility from Can't Pause, Won't Pause, but they have to answer these 3 catapults attacking their core right now. And all Crit Kickers really has to do now is prevent them from backing. And this is a tough situation. They're going to go in on the Junkrat. A stun by Blaze saves his life. Oh, a great high five. And some stuns there by a Nubarak, but it's not enough to get the kills, and a Nubarak goes down. Tychus is cocooned. A lot of damage going down. And the stun here on the Lucio. Godfred has to use his avatar to stay alive. Junkrat bouncing backward. A big silence from the Contagion hits 3. Waterlong taking so much damage, but the oil manages to save Lucio's life by slowing the red team. Kubiko taking so much damage. And it looks like the Haka's going to chase him down. Oh, he tries to jump away, but he jumps right into the red team. And again, they're ignoring the fight. They don't care. They can win this by attacking the core, and they do! A combination of winions, good team fighting, and just, I would say, more healing throughput from Anduin in that final team fight. Some really great skill usage, some really great team fights, and a really even game that goes almost half an hour. That's 2-0 for Crit Kickers. Excellent job by them. Ooh, my computer's having a stroke. 1 second. There we go.